Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the MoonBase 2 podcast. We are going to today talk about what we left off with in terms of
The Venom movie,
the Venom
2018,
movie.
starring your boy Tom Hardy.
Yes. Tom Hardy?
Yeah, Tom Hardy.
Right. Okay. Yes. All right.
Yeah,
So
he
what's
played
the
Bane.
topic of discussion today?
Well, to start, since we mentioned it, are you excited to see the Venom movie?
I am because Venom and Carnage have always been some of my favorite and cool looking villains. I Venom really doesn't have much substance to him for me, but they just look awesome. Let's be honest.
What do you
Car-
mean they don't have much substance?
well, Carnage is a much more complex character than Venom is.
You don't think Venom has much like background or complexity to
Oh
him?
no, I've read many comics where it is. I just think Carnage's
Carnage
backstory
is cooler.
is way more interesting.
I'd agree. But
Okay. Anyways,
I mean,
so
what are your thoughts for Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock in general, just playing the Venom role?
um, Tom Hardy. Let me just get a.
He played
Oh
Bane in that
yeah.
one Batman movie, and he was in Mad Max as Max. He's worn a lot of masks.
Well,
Okay,
Tom Hardy as Venom.
you should.
I
Yeah.
think Brock should look a little bit younger, but I mean maybe they can make something work.
I mean, the problem with this is there will be no Spider-Man in this universe, so even just having an origin for Venom and Carnage gets set up and having motivation there for them to do anything. Heck, even the Spider-Man logo on the Venom costume, none
Yeah.
of it will make any sense.
I guess.
Like, how do you
Um,
think they'd explain that?
yeah, I don't know. Maybe they've got some type of little Easter egg tie-in to get that going, but we'll see.
Maybe
Anyways,
even like with the symbiotes though, because the idea of the symbiotes is they come from another planet within the Marvel universe. Spider-Man gets one, and then from there it gets passed on and it becomes Venom, and then from Venom it reproduces and becomes Carnage. Speaking of Carnage, Carnage currently doesn't have an actor for him, but there has been a little internet speculation, a little internet. This is what I want, and you know, the other day we went down to a comic book shop because I wanted
can I just
a
interrupt you for 1 second?
Carnage.
One
Yeah,
second.
sure.
I have two things to add before we get into the whole actor thing.
Okay.
First of all, actually no, I don't. I've completely forgot.
Okay, good job.
Okay.
But anyways,
Okay.
so there's a lot of hype for this movie. We went down to this comic shop the other day. I wanted a Carnage toy, little Maximum Carnage, old school.
Yeah.
They were all sold out. Now, what got me thinking about this is actor Cameron Mohannigan, I don't know how to pronounce his last
Monaghan.
name.
Monaghan.
He was in Gotham. He played the Joker, Jerome. He was in Giver, Click, Santa Claus 3,
Yeah.
all of that. Anyways, he tweeted out a picture a while back of him with this picture of this Carnage, and he said that when he was a kid, he had this toy.
hmm
So the internet has been speculating that maybe he's gonna play Carnage, and a lot of people are on board with this as they have seen his work as Jerome in Gotham. So what are your thoughts? Personally, I'm for him. I think he's a good actor as Jerome. He's got that little psychoticness that would work with the character
well,
of Carnage.
again, if you actually look, Cletus Cassidy looks exactly like this kid.
Yeah, they're
You know what
both
I mean?
redheads. They both got that creepy smile, sort of devilish eyes.
I think he'd be a perfect actor for him.
Oh yeah.
Honestly.
He's even met the current Spider-Man right now, and they've interacted a little bit. There's a
Okay.
picture of Tom Holland and Cameron at the red carpet for Spider-Man Homecoming, hanging out.
Can we just
which
talk
got
about
the internet even
how
more excited.
great Spider-Man 3 is?
Oh no,
I'm just
no,
kidding. But
the only version of Venom on screen to date,
yeah,
and it's this
he
this
looks
peel
cool,
back.
but it's awful. It's awfully done.
It's
but
a
he
terrible
looks
actor.
cool, at least.
It was poorly put in. He always peels back his face in that movie. It's never just the Venom mask. It's
Yeah.
always the actor underneath
Yeah.
who just that's not what we needed or wanted.
hmm Another thing, how great was Spider-Man: Homecoming? Let's be honest.
Okay, that was a good movie. Amazing cast. The
Amazing
Vulture
cast.
alone. I don't
The
want to spoil
Vulture
it in
is
this one.
literally the second best Marvel villain for me.
Yes, Vulture is probably one of the best Marvel villains to date. He was definitely helped to make the movie. It was a good movie.
hmm
For as I feel like Spider-Man: Homecoming is actually being a bit undersold in the grand scheme of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I'd
It
say.
was it was really good, and it might not have the biggest effect on the universe as a whole, but it is nice to see like some aftermath played out
Yeah.
and how characters interact and what happens after all these other big cinematic movies. It's basically like if you ever watched Agents of Shield when they had like Shield moments after like Thor or Captain America where they were dealing with the aftermath. It's a much better version of that, basically, to an extreme.
Yeah.
So.
Anyways, so we've got.
So Cameron.
Cameron Monaghan, which I think would be a pretty good fit.
Yeah. There was also Michael C. Hall. These are internet ones. These are just fans think these would be good. Michael C. Hall. He was in Dexter. He actually played Dexter. And then other than that, some quote unquote noteworthy films that he's been in. He was in the Justice League animated movie Gods and Monsters. He played Batman in that movie.
Did you just say noteworthy for that?
Well, honestly, from the list I found, he's got shit like Paycheck and Kill Your Darlings. So I figured if we're going to tie this back to superheroes and fitting him, I figured Batman, superhero, Venom. Sorry, not necessarily noteworthy. The movie was a thing DC did. It was okay. It wasn't great. But anyways, he was in that. He did play Dexter, though. Have you ever seen any of Dexter? You know what Dexter's about?
Yeah, my parents watch it. I haven't, personally.
But
yeah, I know it's murder.
You get the idea, right? Full on serial killer, much like Carnage. Madman, crazy, insane.
See, I think his personality would likely suit the character, but I just can't get around how great Cameron looks like the comic book character.
As far as the look and Cameron's definitely my first pick. Okay,
yeah, I would say that.
There's some other guys on this list though. There's one other guy on this list that does pretty good for me, but we'll get to him in a bit.
Okay.
But these are just people that the internet said, and Michael was up there.
Yeah.
I think, as far as like the personality, he'd be good. Next one, I don't really agree with. Michael Fassbender. Yeah, from the X-Men reboots, plays Magneto, or Assassin's Creed, where he played.
Which, by the way, in Apocalypse, he was a very good actor in that movie.
Oh, he's a fantastic actor.
That was a very good performance of Magneto.
He was a good Magneto. I haven't seen Assassin's Creed. You saw Assassin's Creed, right?
I thought he was okay in that movie. I think he was the only thing that was okay in that movie, but the rest was
the actor made the film.
It was a cool little Renaissance type movie, but for Assassin's Creed, it didn't really do that much justice to the franchise because I've personally played 4 of the games. So
4? I've played like 1. That's a big franchise to tackle in a movie, though.
Yeah, I know. So.
And like the moral ethics between the assassins and like the elite covert bad guys, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
It kind of is the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense. Anyways, he's on there. I don't agree with that one at all. I don't really see him as Carnage. I mean, what do you think? Do you think Fassbender could pull it off? I mean, he's a great actor.
I think he could definitely pull it off. But I just don't think he's got a lot of emotion, but I just don't think he's got the insanity.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he has that insane aspect you need to play Carnage. Because if we haven't mentioned this before, Carnage is a full-on psychopath, insane killer. He kills for fun. When he was a boy, he tortured his dog and he killed his grandmother by pushing her down the stairs. He is psychotically insane. Just kills for pleasure.
Yeah, I agree.
So the next guy on the list, I kind of agree with this, not fully. I think he could have the emotion. I just don't fully agree with it, but I think he'd be decent. Jackie Earle Haley, he was in Watchmen. He played Rorschach. He was also in RoboCop. In Nightmare on Elm Street, he actually played Freddy Krueger. Between the roles of Freddy Krueger and Rorschach alone,
well,
I think that would be pretty good. He's clearly shown the capability of like playing that psychotic, tortured individual and full on just playing a serial killer. Also, if you saw him as Rorschach, he did have that that red hair.
Yeah.
Kind of actually looked a bit more grizzled. And if they're going for an older version of Brock and Cassidy, he would definitely fit that mold more than Cameron would. But have you ever seen any of these movies? You saw Shutter Island, right?
Yeah, Shutter Island's very good.
He played George Noyce in that. I think that was the director.
Mm-hmm.
What did you? So from that one work that you might have seen, what do you think?
Well, to be fair, I did watch it on a plane.
Fair.
But at the same time, he's the weird prison cell guy. So I mean, he's kind of insane-ish, but I just feel like he looks too old to be Cassidy, if I'm being honest. But
I think it will depend as far as what they're going to cast for, who should play Cassidy, right?
Yeah.
All right, I've got a few more guys for you. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
we got Walton Goggins.
Mhm.
He was in the Sons of Anarchy, the Hateful
Yeah,
Eight,
yeah.
American Ultra, and the Born Identity.
Mhm.
Sons of Anarchy, never seen. Hateful Eight, never seen. American Ultra, American Ultra, I did see. He played a
Mhm.
character named Laughter. I
Yeah.
don't remember him.
Oh.
Did you watch any? Did you watch American Ultra?
I've. It's on my watch list.
What about Predators?
No, I haven't
Hateful
seen
Eight?
anything with this guy in it.
You saw the Born Identity, right?
Yeah, but
He wasn't noteworthy at all in that.
I know what he was in that, but that's kind of.
So immediately, internet, you want this guy with nothing of note to him. Maybe he's good. I want to know what his role in Hateful Eight was.
Yeah. Well, he might also have.
Oh, actually, if you did him up with some red hair, he looks
maybe.
like it.
Maybe.
He looks. No offense to Walter Goggins,
Walton.
whatever. Shut up. Sorry. He kind of looks like he could be a serial killer.
Yeah, he could.
He's got a very Dexter look to him,
Cillian
actually.
Murphy now.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy. He played
Cillian,
Scarecrow in
whatever.
Batman Begins and The Dark
Yeah.
Knight. He was in Inception, Dunkirk, In the Heart of the Sea. Like, he would be good for the psychotic role again, too. He's shown that capability before, I would say.
I just don't. Nobody with such a high standard set in the first actor. I just can't see anybody else.
After Cameron, everyone else is like,
Yeah.
well, I mean, that's tough to beat.
Yeah. Honestly.
No, I agree. Cameron is an amazing choice.
Yeah.
And if you're not familiar with his work, I highly recommend going to check out some of the episodes of Gotham he was in, where he played the character Jerome, who has been heavily speculated to be that world's Joker, and is probably the truth.
Yeah. I would say.
No. Is there anyone else you would potentially say might be a decent Carnage?
Honestly, I just can't see anybody else besides.
Besides Cameron?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say then dream team here. We'll say Tom Hardy's already cast as Venom. So let's say Tom versus Cameron. Okay? I'm speculating that the Venom movie is going to focus heavily on Venom versus Carnage, because with no Spider-Man existing in this universe, there's no other real threat for them to deal with. But there's always been that conflict between Venom and Carnage.
Yeah.
So let's say they go in that route. What do you think this is going to look like? Because you'd have Tom Hardy, bigger dude, very muscular, older than Cameron. How do you think this is going to play out? What do you think the story is going to be here with no Spider-Man involved?
I honestly think it's going to be some type of. If I'm being honest, I think it's going to be some type of conflict between them. But I think they're going to start with being together in it.
Like a father-son sitcom, rom-com kind of story?
No. I think they're going to be together in it
this summer.
because
Venom. Sorry, go ahead.
And then I think what's going to happen is, because the symbiote is a very jealous entity, isn't it? I think if one of them starts to outperform the other, I think one of them is going to start wanting to fight, like kind of like take down the other, and then it'll create conflict. That, or I think that they will somehow be friends without the symbiote, you know, like the two
Brock
people.
And Cassidy will be friends,
and
like
then,
cellmates, like they were in that
some,
one animated Spider-Man
and
show.
then somehow one of them's gonna find out this, and then that, and then there's gonna be a big conflict. I think that's
they're gonna get caught up in like you think they'll get caught up in drama?
Perhaps, yeah.
Like a Mean Girls type situation.
No,
it's
not
like Welcome
that.
to the Jungle.
Like, I mean, like one of them's gonna find out something, and then, yeah.
Okay, I mean, sure, I can see that. Basically, like, so let's say I'm gonna try to put this into my own words, right? So like we'll say Brock just got a symbiote from somewhere. Say it fell from space, like Spider-Man 3, and he's in his cell. He's waiting to get busted out. He's waiting for the right time. And while this is happening, this symbiote is reproducing, right? And so then we have the Carnage symbiote. And from there, Brock gets his suit back. He gets busted out. He needs someone to pass on the next symbiote to. He's like, I chilled with this dude named Cassidy. Gives it to Cassidy. He becomes Carnage. They break out. Then as things go on, Brock has a bit of a moral compass. He's not awful. He actually had a series where he became a superhero for a bit. But then Cassidy's always been a range killer, so maybe Brock is like, this was a mistake, you gotta chill, you just killed my wife or something like that.
Actually, you know what could also come up?
Hey, we're talking about Venom.
What's it called? It could come up as if somebody wanted to, say Brock did something, I think Cletus is gonna start out sane and slowly spiral.
You think there's gonna be like that one? Okay? Have you ever read The Killing Joke?
Yeah, I've read it. I have it.
So the whole point of that story, right, was that
the
Joker.
The movie, right?
Oh, you've seen the movie.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So the whole point of that storyline is the Joker's trying to prove that everyone's just one bad day from becoming him, and he tortures Gordon.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be that kind of thing where Cassie's just like one push away. Just there's one thing that's gonna snap him.
Yeah. Maybe.
Okay, so
that's what I think.
To keep this podcast rolling and to get your enthusiasm up, speculating here, what do you think could be that push? Do you think in a twist of fate, instead of him killing his grandmother, something happens to his grandmother?
Yes.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Yes. Do you have any real passionate statements you would like to make about this? Because I got one more thing I could add.
I don't really know much about like what this movie is going to be about, because there's nothing that we can base.
Well, that's where you get this. Well, that's where we have this playing field right now, right? You can speculate.
But
it's all whatever you want. What do you want to see? Like,
I want to see a fight between them, and I also want to see some type of. I know for a fact that because it's the Venom movie, it's not going to be about Carnage most of it. He's going to be a side character. But I think that I would like to see a Carnage main character movie, if I'm being honest. But at the same time,
Carnage spinoff.
I don't know how much movie they could make out of that because they might just not see it as worth it. Another thing would be this movie. I'd like to see Cletus go insane.
Okay. But would you like to see like Sony try to build their own Spider-Man universe?
And I'd love to see Venom throw Carnage around because he's like super strong.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Would you like to try to see them to like connect this movie to the Black Cat and Silver Sable movies they have planned, or like try to build their own Spider-Man?
I think
it has been.
I think they should just make these and sell the rights. I've had enough with the different continuities, but.
Speaking. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna mention one thing about the symbiote. Then I want to get into the continuity. So you mentioned that the symbiote's kind of a jealous entity.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is, it didn't start that way.
Yeah.
Like symbiotes used to be very peaceful creatures that would try to benefit themselves and their host. There's two possibilities where this story branches out. Originally, the symbiote ended up with Spider-Man, and something happened there where it became twisted. Now, recently, I think 2016, there was a comic release that you can either take as canon or just as a fun little throwaway story. It has not been confirmed which it is.
Yeah.
The story is that during the Secret War storyline, Deadpool was actually there too for a bit.
Okay.
And he got to wear the symbiote, and it started reading off him and taking some of his emotions, which made it insane. Deadpool realized this, so he gave it up because he thought that was torture to the symbiote. Therefore, driving it insane. I guess it kind of
takes on what the user thinks as well. But
exactly.
So, yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see like a symbiote movie backstory with Venom, like in the movie. You know what I mean? Not with Deadpool in it, but I'd like.
No,
to see,
I don't think that would happen.
I don't want to see just it like somehow find him and all of a sudden they're evil. Like I want to see why. I want to see what happens. I want to see why they're evil. I want to see stuff like that. You know, I don't want to see because my gut feeling is that they're gonna do something that has that concept. It's gonna somehow find him and then they're gonna be evil all of a sudden with nothing to back it up.
I mean, with the way Sony tends to make these movies, that's probably how it's gonna go.
But I mean, you know, I'm still gonna see it. It's gonna be entertaining. I think it's gonna be. I'd like to see some gore. Actually, I'd like to see some type of gross, like some dark themes. You know,
like an R-rated
Marvel
Venom
movies
movie.
are pretty light. If you want to be quite frank.
If it's the MCU.
Even
unless it's like Logan or Deadpool.
Logan and Deadpool. Well, even Deadpool wasn't that dark, really. It was just.
Even Logan wasn't that dark.
It was, yeah. It's just
like an R-rated Venom movie. That's what you like to see.
No, you don't even have to make it R-rated to make it dark.
True.
For example, I know how much you hate Batman and Superman, but PG-13 and it's very dark. So.
Hate what?
Batman vs Superman.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't like it. It is pretty dark. I'll give it that.
And it is.
If there's one thing that DCU does, it's dark.
And so they can do it without making it some type of R movie with. What I'm saying is, I guess big movie people have to figure out how to make dark without making it
without R.
inappropriate kind of thing. Like I'm saying, like I'd still go to it regardless of what rating it would be, but
the problem is, Ethan, you can't spell dark without R.
Yeah,
Unless you're Batman. Then you can.
But, I mean, I don't know. I just don't think... I would just like to see some grit, some darkness to a Venom movie, where Venom and Carnage are really some of the most evil characters. Really.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'd like to see some substance to their evil, not just, oh, hi, we're evil now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, completely. I fully agree. It would be nice to have a little setup and a little backstory.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Fair.
But,
so do you have anything you want to add, or you want to bring up, or can I just...
No, you can continue with... You're kind of driving this one as I drove the last one, so...
Yeah, you can drive the next one.
All right.
We have our own cars. Yeah. It's okay. We're big boys.
Yeah.
Wow, you agreed to that way easier than I thought. I mean, fair enough. Finally, you've brought up something that I find interesting. Copyright and who owns what has ruined sort of Sony and Marvel's versions for Spider-Man. Well, hasn't ruined. Homecoming was great. I love what Marvel is now going to do with Spider-Man.
Yeah, me too. I like that too.
As far as rights go, Marvel only has the rights to Spider-Man now for so long, and it seems like at the moment that they will only have the rights until after Spider-Man Homecoming 2 comes out, which means that he can be
after Infinity War, isn't it?
Yes, but that means he can be in Infinity War, the Avengers movie after that, a self-titled Spider-Man movie, and then he'll go back to Sony.
Infinity War. We never know.
No, there's going to be.
That's what they said, but then they cancel it and then they put it back. Like I just don't know what's going on.
Oh, that Avengers movie?
Yeah, they like canceled it twice, and then they were like, "Oh wait, never mind."
That's unknown. It seems like that'll be happening.
It's like unnamed. I just really hope it's not like Falcon as the main character. Like I would probably shoot myself.
Like as Cap.
Yeah, like.
It's speculated that Bucky will become Cap, and that Captain Marvel.
Don't like Bucky. I don't. You know what? One thing I don't understand is the obsession with Bucky.
Sebastian Stan.
Like yeah. Ugh.
It's because girls think he's dreaming. It's like Tom Hiddleston as Loki. I don't fully see it, but girls, they fangirl over them.
Okay, quickly. What team are you? Iron Man or Captain America? Just quick.
I mean, for the characters, definitely I was Iron Man. Like, they have the coolest characters. Black Panther, Vision, Iron Man, Spider-Man. Yeah. But, I mean, I always kind of like Cap as a character more generally, and I always think he's more on the right path, so I was Team Cap.
We should get into that in another episode, do some
yes.
But again, I just want to bring up, there's two things. I'm not going to go into it because I know it'll make a great podcast later. I'm going to say two things. Cap, his moral compass is way stronger and he's got more morals, but Iron Man is 30 times smarter. Like at least 30 times, you know what I mean? So it like both sides are like super right in their own right, but then sometimes some of the things that they say are both wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So this is something we should get into.
Yeah, and then right now or in another one?
Maybe another one, because I've got a lot to say about this now.
Go.
I kind of want to wrap up this copyright thing.
Okay.
Because, sorry, one second, I got a little cough. You want to give some filler?
Nope. Actually, are you going to cough right now? Oh, awesome.
I need water.
Why didn't you mute?
I did for a bit, but you didn't want to provide filler.
Okay. Well, anyways.
So let's say that is how this deal goes. They only have the copyright till the end of Spider-Man 2. What do you think is going to happen then? You think Marvel's going to try to buy the rights back, or Sony's just going to be like, nah, you restored the character for us. Screw you. You have to take him out of your universe. He can't have a Spider-Man 3. He can't be in the next Avengers. Like, you think they'll have to kill him off?
So that's an interesting point, because on one hand, yes, they could keep... okay, well, if it works, if Sony can somehow make it work, they can definitely make it so that they could make a lot of money off a rebirth Spider-Man. Another thing would be, though, the people who've already watched the Spider-Mans from Sony know how maybe they aren't as good as the ones that Marvel might put out in the future and the ones that they put out now. So maybe people will be like, oh, just another Spider-Man, and I feel like it might bomb at the box office. But, like, I just think maybe with the screw you part. I don't think it's gonna be like that. I think maybe it might be either they'll analyze it and see if from a business perspective it makes sense to buy it back, or they might just let Marvel buy it out, like the character, and get a crap ton of money from that too. So yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it could go either way. You're not wrong. And preferably, I would say I would like to see it stick with Marvel. If anything, let Marvel get more of the characters, like all the rights to Spidey back.
I'd agree. Yeah, I would agree because I mean, I don't know. I just feel like a Marvel character belongs in the MCU. You know what I mean? Because Marvel is making these movies. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not like Sony wrote comics.
No, Sony. The only thing that I believe they had to do with Homecoming was distribution. And like marketing, and then Marvel got to actually make the movie and cast it and everything.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. I feel like I know this will never happen, but companies need to be less selfish.
Oh yeah, and you brought up an interesting point with a Marvel like movie needs to be Marvel. I think in the direction the X-Men are going, that they'll be fine. Like Deadpool and Logan were good. I didn't mind like Apocalypse or Days of Future Past, and I think that's gonna set it up. Self up to be a good Fox production, the new like X-Men world.
Yeah.
But with Fantastic Four, many fans want to see the Fantastic Four back in the MCU more than the X-Men now. And after
X-Men's actually made a quite a good name for itself right now.
Oh yeah, no, X-Men's doing good. But did you ever see Fan Four Stick?
Oh yeah, I saw it. Okay,
so after that little gem, people thought it was going to go back to Marvel.
Okay, wait. Just let's talk about that movie for a sec. I watched it on a plane with my dad.
Nice. Plane movies.
We thought it was actually not like pretty good until the end, where it just kind of ended. We were like, "Oh, did they run out of budget?" Like it wasn't off. The character development was actually very good for a movie like that.
Other than Doom, they had some good character development. I'll give you that.
I think other than the end, honestly, it was a good movie. If I'm being honest.
No. I think it was.
They had more.
Sorry, go ahead.
If they had more budget, I think they could have made it even something better. But
I think it was a good, like, maybe not Fantastic Four movie, but it was a decent movie if you gave it no connection for Fantastic Four and just got rid of the ending.
I'd been reading a lot of Ultimate and old Fantastic Four stuff, and it was actually doing a lot of justice to the old stuff. So I liked it just because it was so accurate. Besides the ending. The character and plot and stuff like that were actually very accurate to comics I had read weeks earlier. So that was cool.
I gotta ask that.
And then the other Fantastic Four ones were like, these are awful.
I mean, I gotta ask then. You did go on a period where you read a lot of Ultimate Fantastic Four comics.
Yeah.
I think how they set up the actual Fantastic Four team, like Reed Richards, Johnny Storm, Sue Storm, Ben Grimm, I think that was decent. I wasn't on board with Doom though. How well did they do with Doom in your opinion?
They actually represented him pretty well to me. Like for the story, there was only a couple things they really didn't get right, but like most of the time, that's why I liked it so much. I think is because I had read a lot of the source material, and they actually did. It's almost as if they took a bunch of comics from there and kind of combined it into a movie, which was nice for me because most of the time they do not stay true to that. So that's, I think, why I liked it, because it was quite accurate, I guess. And because I was just reading those comics, like, not even a week before, I was like, hey, man, this is actually pretty good, because, like, I literally read this story. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
That's why I liked it. And I also had something to compare it to with the other ones. Like, let's be honest, the first one was utter garbage, and the second one, all everybody wanted to see was Galactus, and then you couldn't even see him. So
just saw a cloud.
Yeah.
So you excited for a second Fantastic Four movie?
I would watch
Fan 4 Stick 2?
If they get more budget. But I am Fair. Because I like first of all, I like they're not the Avengers. They'll never be as powerful. They're not, right? They're a completely different storyline, but they are fighting one of the most powerful villains on Earth. You know what I mean? Doctor Doom is ridiculous. Okay?
Yeah, he's been a threat to the Avengers. He's been a threat to Fantastic
I think
Four,
if they can develop Doctor Doom a little more, they haven't really, like, I was kind of confused by if they actually killed him off or not.
Yeah, did they?
It was very weird. That's why I think if it didn't butcher the end so bad, I think it would have actually done better.
Okay, well, out of curiosity, let's say Doom is dead. They kill him
Okay.
off. Who would be a good villain for the second Fantastic
There's
Four
a lot
movie?
of like other. I can't remember his name. I'm gonna look at Fantastic Four villains right now because there's one I have in mind, but I
Like,
can't remember what his name
Do you
is.
think the Skrulls or the Mole Man or something like that, or is
Uh,
there a lesser known villain that you think, yes, this guy, this is the one?
Just let me see. I'm looking up a list right now because I have a couple in mind, but I cannot remember who they are.
Okay, fair enough. Well, you do that. I'll provide some filler.
Man, you know
Well,
what
I
I
was
think? You know
originally
what I think would be a cool addition to some of those movies? Oh no, this is the one. I can't believe I didn't remember this. Skrulls.
Alright.
The Skrulls.
that's literally what I said.
The Skrulls. I think would be the best.
Oh yeah. You think is that too?
I thought
okay.
you said scrolls, and I was like, what?
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. I might have.
I think if they get a good enough budget, they could bring back Galactus. Annihilus would even be pretty good, and so would Namor. If they could somehow get a good storyline with him going, I think that would be an interesting.
Namor's rights went back to Marvel a
Yeah.
few years ago. Annihilus, I think Annihilus would be good for the second movie.
Yeah.
And maybe like save Galactus or the Skrulls for the third movie.
Like
a
I
big
think
epic
they could definitely make a super sweet Skrull movie, and then with Galactus also, because I think. Like, I know that's kind of what you just said, but like I don't know if they would make it into one movie because that's a lot. Because Skrulls are super powerful plus Galactus, but
True.
I think if they can do Galactus, the character Galactus justice, and make a whole movie about him, that would be awesome. I would watch that in a heartbeat. And another thing I would watch in a heartbeat is a Skrull invasion movie.
That would be good.
Yeah, I would definitely watch that.
Okay. So
But-
to tie us back to my initial point on this. The Skrulls and Galactus are actually shared rights between the MCU and Fox.
Mm-hmm.
And with many fans hoping that the Fantastic Four was going to go back to Marvel, there are still many fans wanting to not necessarily see the Fantastic Four, but are
Yeah.
wanting to see a little Easter egg or a cheeky variation on them in Infinity War.
Yeah. See, this
Do
is
you
where
think-
I think copyright has skewered the whole Infinity War, because in reality, Infinity War is supposed to be every single person in the heroscape, you know. And I think that it would be such an awesome production if they could get part 1 and 2. Nobody's gonna complain if they have 2 parts to a movie that have the Fantastic Four, X-Men, and Avengers. Nobody's gonna complain. That's why I think I wanted that.
No, that would build
because,
hype.
Yeah, that would be like awesome. You know what I mean? But at the same time, stupid copyright stuff has skewered all of that. So they're gonna. I'm not saying Avengers Infinity War is not gonna be good. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be freaking awesome, fantastic. But I just think I kind of wished that they had just a huge team up. You know what I mean? Because
I
Thanos with
agree.
the Infinity Gauntlet.
Just and apparently in the trailer, it hasn't been released to the public yet.
Mhm.
It by the time this comes out, it will have been.
Might, yeah.
But from what people saw at D23,
Mhm.
they're saying that that Thanos either throws a planet or he throws a moon
Yeah.
and just shrugs it off.
Well, like in the comics, the first Infinity War comic, like the first, what's it called, part, I guess.
First, yeah, it's a saga.
Yeah, no, but like the first like book, okay, comic book.
Yeah.
In the
Issue
series, he literally snaps his fingers and kills half the world. In the
Yeah.
first thing. So I'm saying, like, what a great battle it would be to have Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four, all those people, Deadpool even, all those
I agree.
people just trying to fight against this omnipotent power, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
And we are going to see the Avengers and we are going to see the Guardians, but there's 2 more teams that exist inside the MCU that we may not see, but I'm curious if you think they would be good fitting, and that is Netflix's Defenders and
Yeah.
ABC's Inhumans. Inhumans was originally going to be a movie,
yeah,
and then it was
yeah.
planned that they would show up in Infinity War.
Uh-huh.
And Defenders and Punisher for a long time have been speculated that they were going to show up in an MCU movie,
Yeah.
but neither one of those is now set in stone.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
do you think it would be good for them to deal with aftermath of Infinity War, or to make their jump into the MCU cinematic, like full-on movie experience in Infinity War and bring the TV shows and the movies fully together more than they have been before.
If I'm being honest, those two teams are such small scale compared to the Avengers. I think they're great. I really like both dynamics in both teams, but I do think that just bringing that two is just too much, I think, because where are they really going to fit in? They haven't really been included in most of it. I think that if they would have included everyone from the start and made some type of big finale, I think that'd be cool, but I just don't think
Like, had the Defenders shown up in Civil War type of thing.
even before that, even, like, you know what I mean? So, like, I don't know, I think they would just be a useless put in for more money, I think, because it would be like, oh, why are they there? Like, they haven't been here the whole time, just now, you know what I mean? So,
Okay.
but I don't know, I think that they're just too small scale compared to, like, their villains are not even close to Thanos. You know
No,
what I mean?
true.
So I don't know if they would be really much help.
That's fair. I mean, the Russo brothers have a lot of characters to already kind of play around with on screen.
Yeah, I just wish that we could have. I hope after Infinity War. I know Infinity War was the big thing, but I just hope that after that they can dive into Secret Wars, Skrull Invasion.
Would you like to see King the Conqueror?
Oh yeah, I would actually. Even
A little time travel movie.
Even expand into the Doctor Strange universe more. There's so much they could go into. Like, Dormammu is just the start. There's Mephisto. There's, like, the whole Hell realm and stuff like that. I think it would be so good. I think
that Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, and Guardians alone can expand way more.
There's so much, like, beyond the Earth. It's mightiest heroes, you know what I mean? All the stuff that evolves around them, and
exactly.
I just think there's, like, I remember playing Ultimate Alliance, right? And half the villains weren't even
the Watchers
in space. You know what I mean? Yeah, I would like to see a Watcher thing. I'd like to see. I want to see Galactus on screen again. I'd love to see that.
I'd like to see him in the MCU actually.
Honestly,
maybe
I'd just like to see Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2 as a movie.
That would be amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be up for that.
Yeah, but that'll never happen probably. But I just want them to dive. So what I want to happen is either somehow the Infinity Stones get passed on to, like, 6 powerful people and they get to keep them, whatever.
Like Adam Warlock.
Yeah, or another thing I'd like to see is once Infinity War's done, they focal point through that, you know, they concentrate everything into that movie, and then once it comes out of that movie, they, like, you know how light beams go into a focal point and then reflect off? I want that to happen. I want a bunch of storylines. Like, you can do so much more after the Avengers, I just think. Like, I don't want to see any of the Avengers, like, die, which is inevitable, but I'd like,
I mean,
either we've had so much Avengers and, like, storylines that, like,
sorry, go ahead.
I just want to see more space stuff. I want to see more unknown stuff so that people can be like, wow, this is also part of the Marvel Universe. This is really cool.
Do you think they'll actually kill any Avengers, though? Because anytime they try to kill a character other than Quicksilver, it's always, like, a fake out, like Nick Fury or Coulson.
I think so.
You think they're going to kill off, like, Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans?
Well, I don't know, because Robert Downey Jr.'s contract is expiring very soon. But I'd like to kill off. I don't know if they'd kill off the 2 mains, like the 4 or, like, the 3 mains, like Thor, Cap, and Iron Man. But and Hulk probably not either, because I don't know how Hulk can even die. But
Widow and.
But I'd like to see
Hawkeye.
other supporting cast members maybe bite the bullet.
Would you like to see Hawkeye bite the bullet?
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind if they added some emotion to those movies. Because now, when you see a character die, they're just like, oh, they're probably just coming back in the next movie, or they're probably just coming back. You know what I mean?
It's even been speculated that Quicksilver will come back.
Yeah, like, I'd love to see somebody
a long-term
die.
consequence death.
But what I do think is going to happen is in the comics in Infinity War. I believe how it happened was he snapped half the world away to impress Lady Death, but then Lady Death wasn't really impressed, and she kind of wanted him more. But he actually, surprisingly, like, believe it or not, he was like, man, I feel bad for this. So he actually snapped everybody back. So I think maybe that could happen, some type of remorse.
Thanos grows a conscience.
Well, he's always had one. I just don't know if
Oh,
they've
yeah.
really not shown him to have one. They show him to be like a lifeless when he's actually
No.
way more complex than
They
that.
haven't given him much motivation,
Yeah.
although it has been said that death exists in the MCU. We haven't seen any of his motivation for
Yeah.
anything he's gonna do.
I really hope they expand on him because after reading the whole Infinity War, he's such a complex character and he has so much baggage that leads you to almost be like, that's why you did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
But I
he
think,
was
yeah,
rejected as a child. Death doesn't love him. He's got children issues. Blah blah blah.
conscience. He literally has moral compass. You know what I mean? He's not just
Yeah.
some lifeless, heartless god. He's a not a person not like a person,
No,
but he is.
he's a being. He
Yeah.
has feelings. Like
Yeah,
we've
exactly.
seen him be jealous of Deadpool before.
Yeah, it's just he's. I just hope they don't make him to be this ominous. Like I hope they just do Thanos the character justice. I guess what I should
Yeah.
say.
Basically,
Which, I don't know.
don't
he
do
might just
Ultron.
he might just be some type of. Ultron wasn't badly done though. I didn't think.
Well, Ultron wasn't awful. I'm just saying, don't
Oh,
just
yeah.
make a character for one film. Basically, be like his motivation has to be he's evil. Here's like the basic point blank,
But Age
and
of
he knows
Ultron
he'll
was a
get
good
beat
movie.
at the end.
That was a good
No.
movie.
Yeah, I'm just saying, with
yeah,
after
yeah.
10 years of films by the time this movie comes out, and seeing Thanos from Avengers
Yeah.
1 to now, we need this epic conflict where we feel he is the greatest threat ever, and we get his reasoning, and we have that backstory, and we have that fear
That's
that
why I think
a
they
character's
need
gonna
to
die.
kill. I think that's why they need to kill at least a couple characters because people need to realize, oh, okay, this guy is.
Oh,
for real.
they're dead.
Yeah, that's what I think. So
Yeah, the MCU cannot be the same after this movie.
yeah, I know. Like I don't. I think, if I'm being honest, it's a bold claim. I think they're gonna kill Cap.
I think they're gonna kill Stark too.
Yeah.
I think they'll both
I think
bite the bullet.
I think both of them are gonna die, but I think one of them's gonna be resurrected somehow.
I think if anyone will, I think it's gonna be Cap, to be honest, because Downey, like you said, is coming to the end of
Yeah,
his
but
contract.
I don't know because like in the
And
comics,
he is the highest paid
comics-
actor.
In the comics, Cap literally gets shot and dies. I don't know if
Cap
he can
does-
come back.
Cap does die. It's true.
'Cause
Cap should have died in
think,
Civil War.
I think he's gonna die because that's gonna make way for either Bucky or Falcon.
I think Bucky for a while is gonna become Cap. There's a lot
Yeah.
of people.
That's why I think.
petitioning
That's
for
why I think
that.
Cap's gonna die. Whereas I hope Iron Man doesn't, because that's what are they gonna leave us with that like, the other story where that little girl is Stark? Like I hope to God that does not happen.
I don't want to be mean to some of the new characters in the ethnically
Yeah.
diverse version. I like the new Miss Marvel.
Uh-huh.
I like the new Miles Morales. I don't care for the new Hawkeye whatsoever.
Or the Iron Man. No.
Or the Iron Man. No. They've got some good characters. Miss Marvel and Miles Morales are good. I just don't care to see them in the MCU yet. There's so many
Yeah.
characters from like old school Marvel, or even like Marvel that's been around for years before them that
Yeah.
we haven't seen yet that I would like to see. And like even in Homecoming, this is a bit of a spoiler, not overly. Donald Glover plays the Prowler, and he mentions that he has a nephew living in New York. He references Miles Morales.
Yeah.
No offense, I'm not ready for that. I would like to personally see like so many other characters come into the MCU before Miles Morales that have been around for way longer.
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
But anyways,
that's just
we're nearing 40 minutes, 43 minutes. So
So
anything
you want to
you'd
wrap
like
this
to
up?
say?
Final thoughts, Ethan. I'll let you go first.
First of all,
Between-
Cameron should be the Cletus Cassidy. I hope they do justice to Thanos' character in the upcoming Infinity War. And make sure to look us up on iTunes and please leave a review just in case. Or I mean, not just in case, but I mean just to kind of get us out there, and that'd be much appreciated. You can find us on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, and SoundCloud. So, yeah.
Attaboy, plugging us. No, I agree with what you said. Cameron should be Carnage. The Venom movie, Sony, don't screw this up.
And
Be better.
yeah, and I don't think I really hope that they expand after Infinity War into all the other things.
Same with Infinity War. You got a rich tapestry of characters. Do them all justice on screen. Do Thanos justice. Make him a good villain. Do well after.
I agree. All right, so should we sign off here?
yeah, I think we're done for this podcast.
All right, thanks.
So
Thank you.
we'll see you
for
next
listening.
time. Go follow us on all the shit Ethan mentioned.
Yeah.
Have a lovely day.
Thank you for listening.
Take it away.
Bye.